It's just he just keeps getting the short end of the stick. And if he was against like Oppenheimer, he would have won, no question.
Yeah.
But he's up against Ken, the man that literally invented the dance-off.
He invented the dance-off, so
So it's sad.
I can start it out.
Okay.
And then we'll... This feels weird. Okay.
I know. It's been a while.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fangirl Feels podcast. My name's Tanya.
My name's Olivia.
And we're the Fangirl Feels. Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew. It's been a little bit. We took a break. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yep, we took a break. It was a short break. It was all of March. Yeah, we were kind of planning our year ahead of us. Yeah, did you have a good March?
I did. Yeah, it's been exactly a year for our podcast, so we felt like it was a good time to just like take a break, because it's okay to take breaks. No problems.
Everyone take a break. You need it.
You do need it. But I mean, my March has been okay. I've been sick, and then I kind of just been laying around doing nothing, basically.
That sounds nice. I know you watch a lot of like romantic period pieces.
I did.
Can you name a couple of them?
Yes. So I rewatched while I was sick. I rewatched Pride and Prejudice, the BBC 1995 version, which is the superior version. So I watched that, and then I watched, oh my gosh, so many things. If I remember, Lost in Austin, which is this like fan fiction Pride and Prejudice show that came out in like 2005, but I liked it. Death Comes to Pemberley, which is like a sequel, Pride and Prejudice with like murder. You actually might like it. It's like a murder mystery in Pride and Prejudice. Very on brand for you. What else? Sanditon. I'm still watching Sanditon right now. North and South. I think that's it. Yeah, I've watched a lot of just like Regency era things, and it feels very comforting to me. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, that's your go-to. You were saying that you hadn't watched a lot of things previous to that, so you were doing it in March.
Yes, I haven't watched anything this year. Any show, I don't think. This is it. Besides like Shark Tank.
Oh my god, you're classic.
I just always am watching Shark Tank. I don't know why.
Oh man, the duality of like Shark Tank, capitalism, and then Regency era, like romance. So funny.
The Regency era. So I know that they were all dying of, I don't know, like tuberculosis at the age of 25. So I know I don't want to live in that time, but the movies make it look really nice.
I want to dress up.
Yeah. I do. And I know women had like no rights and just had to get married for the sake of not going homeless. But they got to dress up. And men were good looking. So I don't know. They make it look really nice.
You know what's funny is I have no idea like what my family was doing around that time in India. I mean, we were still colonized, but I have no idea like what they wore or things like that. I just know American Regency era. That's so funny.
Yeah, British Regency. I think about this actually all the time. Yeah, it's like, what did the rest of the world look like during the like 1800s? I don't know. I've thought about this for Egypt. It's like, what were my ancestors doing? Because they weren't here. They weren't here.
What were they eating? Yeah, how were they courted? What?
I've actually thought about, like, because I've teased about writing this book that I have not made any progress on except for thinking, but this has actually been a thought of mine, is like it being set in one of those eras in like that part of the world, like in Egypt or something. It's like, I just want to learn like what was happening.
That'd be awesome. You should do it 100%.
It would be cool, but I don't know. I'd have to do like a lot of research, and I don't even know where to begin.
Let's go back and go to libraries in Egypt and see
what happened. Yeah, what did Egypt look like in like 1780 to like 1880? I don't know. I want to know India too. I'm sure India, I mean, because I think actually Egypt was also colonized by the British, so maybe they were actually very similar to what we're seeing in these movies. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, if they had the British culture as well, maybe.
Yeah,
we'll have to see.
Bridgerton.
We'll both Google. We'll get back to everyone. I just recently wrote a joke about this like topic about like,
really.
Yeah, I have a joke about like using ancestry.com And like me and James both did it, and he got a bunch of info back because I think a lot of it is like user generated, like people putting things in there and then they reuse that info. And then like it gave me like nothing. It's like your family's just always been in India. It's like I knew that, but what did they do?
That.
Where were they? They weren't always in Gujarat. So it's like, where were they?
Yeah. It's so unhelpful to immigrant families. It's like we don't know anything beyond your grandfather. Like, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's very unhelpful to me.
It's like I knew that. I wrote that. I'm the one who gave you the info. Thank
exactly.
you. I haven't really been reading this year. We set out a goal for ourselves. If you've been following our podcast, Olivia and I both use Goodreads, and we try and set a goal for reading goal every year. And I haven't been on track. Doing comedy takes up a lot of my brain, and I don't really want to like watch. I haven't watched a lot of things or read a lot of things, so I'm kind of stuck. I have been listening to a lot of music, so that's because it's like mindless. So that's what's happening.
Have you listened to Ariana Grande's new album?
Of course. Of course.
What do you rate it? What is your review?
I mean, against her other ones, I don't think it's her best album, but it's her most authentic to herself. She's just been through a lot of things. And she does talk a little bit about like her relationships, but it is like a concept album. So she used the excuse of like, you'll never know what's real or based off Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind because I'm not going to tell you, so we have to guess. And so she literally says things about like someone cheating, and it's like, who? Tell us. But it's good. It's catchy. It's earworms. I think my favorite album is probably Sweetener or Thank You Next or Positions. Those three are kind of around the same time. But yeah, so it's good. What do you think? Have you listened to it?
I haven't listened to it in its entirety, but I got to We Can't Be Friends, and I kind of just stopped because I liked it. And I was like, I'm going to listen to this on repeat.
Shall we get into it?
We should get into it. Let's do it.
Fictional Boyfriend March Madness, everyone. What is up? Hello. If you're here and you're thinking this is sports ball, I'm so sorry. Wrong channel. Maybe stay and watch. Maybe you'd like this. Who knows? But I know the real basketball tournament's going on. This one's a little bit different. Let's explain it to you. We have some of the hottest, cutest, coolest fictional boyfriends. We pick 32 from years past, not just 2023, but years past. All our favorite hotties. And what we're going to do, we're going to go through 4 rounds. They're going to compete. Each round, we'll put 2 characters up against each other in a specific scenario. We'll both talk about who will win that round, and eventually we'll get to number 1. Last year, it was Aragorn, the baddest of them all. He's an MVP. We had to take him out this year because we knew he'd win. We just knew. So
yeah, he's a perfect man. It was kind of unfair to include him last year, but he won. So he's our first ever March Madness, Fictional Boyfriend March Madness winner. So now we're on to our 2nd annual, and we'll see who will win this time.
Yes. So let's do the first one. Let's go.
Ding, ding, ding.
Here's who's competing. I'll read out the list. Number 1, Loki / Tom Hiddleston. Dracula, only because I read that book last year. We talked about it a little bit, and it'd be funny. Whichever Dracula, whichever book. I read the Bram Stoker one, so maybe we'll use that as the example. But Dracula.
That worked.
Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan. Travis Kelce as himself. Maybe it's like his like PR persona that, you know what I mean? We don't really know him. So Travis Kelce. Dave Patel, he has Monkey Man coming out. We haven't watched it yet, but he's probably cool and hot in that. Gregory Eddy from Abbott Elementary. Daniel Day Kim playing Fire Lord Ozai. Felix / Jacob Elordi from Saltburn. Rhysand. Liam from Fourth Wing. Joel Miller from The Last of Us. Ray J. Jean Page, the Duke, and then we have Jeremy Allen White from The Bear, Kaz Brecker from Six of Crows, Kendall Roy from Succession, The Eldest Boy, J. Robert Oppenheimer. So either the actual real life human or Cillian Murphy, whichever, those cheekbones.
Whichever one.
Ken / Ryan Gosling, and then also Ken Simu Liu, very funny pairing. Jamie Fraser from Outlander, The Darkling, Ben Barnes, Rowan, Throne of Glass, Chidi Anagonye from The Good Place, Zuko from Avatar: Last Airbender, Grayson Hawthorne from The Inheritance Games, Edward from Twilight, Wonka, Timothy Chalamet's version specifically. Pretty good movie. I watched it. It was pretty good. And
I haven't
then
watched it yet.
it's a good silly. You don't need to pay attention, just put it on.
Yeah. Sure.
Fitzwilliam, Mr. Darcy, specifically Colin Firth's version. Kai from the Lunar Chronicles, Nick Miller from New Girl, Carswell Thorne from the Lunar Chronicles, Jacob from Twilight, and then lastly, Zayden Ryerson.
Last but not least, Zayden Ryerson. So we made some swaps with some new characters this year to be relevant. So for round 1, it is who would win in a dance-off. Round 2 is who would be the best partner during game night. Round 3 is who would plan the best birthday for us. And then round 4 is who would be the best listener when you need to talk about your day or any problems you're having. So we are trying to tell a journey again, like we did last year, where it's like, oh, we're at a party and we see them in a dance off. So like it's just like first meeting. And then it's like, oh, we're introducing them to our friends. And then they're planning us a birthday. Maybe it's like a year later into the relationship. And then it's like we've really settled into this relationship and we need to communicate who is the best listener. So we really are. This is Fictional Boyfriend March Madness. We are testing them on their boyfriend skills. And this is a science. It is an exact science, and there will be no checking us at all. We are correct.
Yes.
In everything that we say.
We will publish this in a report. We'll send it out to the masses. The
on
president will read
WebMD.
it. Yes.
There will be like a medical, like a research paper on this.
Mhm.
It would be amazing.
Change lives.
Change lives. Shall we begin?
Dun dun dun.
Dun.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Number 1, first round. Who would win in a dance-off? First up, Loki/Dracula.
Loki or Dracula. This is insane. I have an idea, but
yes, go ahead.
I'm gonna say Loki. Because I just feel like Dracula, I'm just imagining is just hiding. I don't know. Loki is also a little bit of a Debbie Downer at times, but I feel like, especially at the end of his show, he's opened up a bit. So I think he would be more open to a dance-off. Yeah.
I think so too. So Dracula, I think he's a good host and he would like have the party, but he would just kind of move like a goth and like just kind of sway. I don't think he'd be the best dancer. So let's do it. Let's do Loki.
Loki. Okay. Loki, round 1. I think that is fair.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Second, Killmonger versus Travis Kelce.
Who would win in a dance-off? I think this is so easy. This one's so easy.
It's
3,
Travis
2,
Kelce.
1, Travis Kelce. I like how Travis Kelce is a fictional man in this. To us, he is. We'll never meet him. He is fictional.
Yeah, I've never been in the same room as him. Who knows if he's real? No. And also, yeah, Killmonger, I don't think in that whole movie he didn't do anything happy or fun. So sorry, Michael B. Jordan, I love you, but Travis Kelce.
And Travis Kelce, we've seen him do the whole you've got to fight for your right to partay, when he says that, and then he's literally dancing with Taylor in videos. The man's dancing.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
He's winning. He's on the floor.
He's on the floor already. Yeah.
Yeah, he's already there. Yeah.
All right. Who would win a dance-off? Dave Patel in honestly anything he's been in, or Gregory Eddy from Abbott Elementary. And this one's tough because Gregory Eddy, I think, would be too shy. And Dave Patel, I don't think we've seen him do dancing. And I also don't know what Monkey Man entails, but my gut reaction is Dave Patel, just because I can see him. He was in one show where he played the romantic lead, and he was very just go with the flow fun.
Okay, yeah, I'm willing to accept that. I was gonna lean Gregory Eddy because I feel like he's socially awkward, but he would try. He would do it. He'd get pushed onto the dance floor and be awkward, and then do some awkward dance, but it's cute because it's funny because he's awkward.
I've been convinced because I just remembered that episode of Abbott Elementary where he dances with Janine. So let's do it. Gregory Eddy.
Gregory Eddy. Okay. Let's do it.
I just wanted to see Dave Patel continue on.
I know. I feel like the poor guy. He's just in very serious roles. He's always doing something really serious.
All right. Who would win in a dance off? Daniel Day Kim slash Fire Lord Ozai or Felix Jacob Elordi from Saltburn?
This is really funny.
Yeah. Well, one is a hated, fascist. So.
One's a just tyrant, and
Yeah.
one's like a hot white boy. I mean, Daniel Day Kim, I mean, he looks good. I think Fire Lord Ozai, I don't think he would dance, but if he got forced to, he would do good. Or people would just be too scared to tell him he's bad.
Yeah. And then they just clap like, oh, you're
And
good.
they're like, amazing, Fire Lord. Amazing.
I think in this scenario for seeing people on the dance floor to intrigue us, it would have to be Jacob Elordi, Felix. I know you haven't seen the movie, but that's literally what intrigues people to him. He's kind of like the cool guy who you would see probably dancing.
Yeah. I mean, if Jacob Elordi was in front of me, not that Daniel Day Kim isn't beautiful, but he's older. My eye would gravitate towards Jacob Elordi, if we're honest.
What circles are you in? Jacob Elordi's in front of you, and then
he's
Dave
just
in your circle.
He's in my side of in my social circles. He's just Jacob Elordi / Felix from Saltburn.
All right. This next one, very cool, very fun. Who would win in a dance-off on the dance floor? Rhysand or Liam from Fourth Wing?
This is a really good matchup. And I'm going to say, actually, Liam. I'm going to say Liam. Liam is funny. He, has a sense of humor and I think he would be charming. Not that I think Rhysand's too... I'm going to use the word dignified. I don't know. He's not I think if it was Cassian would win this, but Rhysand's not Cassian. I think he's too formal. So I think Liam would win just out of sheer charm.
I wish we knew more about Liam. We barely knew him. And then they're goodbye. And then spoiler, brought back as a ghost.
Unclear.
Unclear. But I agree when I'm envisioning this happening, in everything I've read about Rhysand, he's he stays back to observe, and he's not on the dance floor. He would probably approach us if he wanted to court us, but it'd probably be Liam who would be on the dance floor, probably winning.
I think Rhysand he doesn't want to show any sign of weakness.
Yeah.
And dancing would be vulnerable and too weak. So I think it's Liam.
It's Liam. Let's do it.
Yeah. I think it's Liam.
All right. Who would win in a dance-off? Joel Miller, Pedro Pascal, The Last of Us, or Ray J. John Page, who's the Duke, the original Duke? It's so funny because I can't see Joel Miller dancing at all. He's trying to survive. There's zombies, you guys.
And he's so socially awkward too, and he's cute. We love him. But it's definitely the Duke.
Yeah.
The man dances.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he literally dances. We saw him. And if this was who can build a campsite the fastest, then it's Joel. So it's dancing. So let's choose Ray J.
I mean, the Regency era, that's literally all they do is just dance.
That's it.
So it's it's gotta be the Duke from Bridgerton.
All right. Who would win in a dance-off? Jeremy Allen White from The Bear, Carmy, or Kaz Brekker?
This is nuts. I haven't seen The Bear, but I think we know the answer to this. Who do you think?
I mean, so it's two boys, white boys, who need therapy. They need therapy.
Fair.
And when they do something, they're very particular and meticulous about it. They're very good at what they do. One's a Michelin-starred chef. The other is a crook. But
criminal.
A criminal. You were saying Kaz Brekker.
I actually know. I was going to say the Jeremy Allen White.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't think Kaz is getting on the dance floor at all. The man can't be touched. The man can't encounter skin. So it's definitely Jeremy Allen White.
I was gonna say something mean, but he literally his foot's gonna hurt if he does do it also.
That's true too. He's crippled. I mean, that's so sad, but it's true. You're totally correct.
He's not winning this fight. And
No.
I was gonna say Jeremy Allen White because I think when it comes down to it, in the most recent season, he courts a girl, and I think he would dance for her for sure. He goes to a party for her. So yeah.
There you go. It's a no-brainer. It's not Kaz. Very funny.
Oh, this very scientific process, you guys. Okay. First, also, please go to therapy. Those two. We need you to.
Indeed.
Okay. Speaking of continued this continued list of white men that need to go to therapy, Kendall Roy, the eldest boy from Succession, or J. Robert Oppenheimer, the inventor of the atomic bomb / Cillian Murphy from the movie. So who would win in a dance off?
Who would win? Obviously, to like the inventor of the atomic bomb, basically the worst thing to ever happen to humanity, and a rich white man. I mean, who do you think?
So, if you've seen interviews, I mean, Oppenheimer's like a hollow shell of a man after, like, he just really feels bad about what he ended up inventing. So I think it would be Kendall, because Kendall in the show is seen as just kind of like a pompous asshole who would try and win that competition. He would try and win with all of his heart, and Oppenheimer wouldn't be there. He's staying at home.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I was going to agree with you, but you know Succession more. But I was like, I can already know. He's a rich white man. He's going to be at a party. Like, he's going to be dancing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Too easy.
Too easy.
That's so
Too
funny.
Easy. This is really funny.
Never in our lifetime have these sentences ever been uttered. These are the first time these sentences have been said by anyone.
I firmly believe that. These thoughts have never occurred before in humanity.
Zero times.
This is zero times. This is a very novel podcast.
Who would win in a dance battle? Ken from Barbie, Ryan Gosling, or Jamie Fraser, Outlander? This one's hard. It's a little hard.
It is a little hard. I do feel like Jamie, this is the second year he's been included in this, and I feel like he gets the short end of the stick in the situation he's paired up in. And I mean, it's literally, Ken has a whole dance routine in his movie. It has to be Ken. It has to be Ryan Gosling's Ken.
Like, this exact scenario happened in the movie. Like,
it literally did. Yeah. Like, I love Jamie Fraser, but he's not winning a dance off against Ken. He's just not.
Yeah.
It's not
He's our secret honorable mention that we'd marry on site. Like, we don't even need, he doesn't need to go through this competition. Jamie Fraser, if you existed, I would date you. Yeah.
Oh, 1000%. Yeah. It's just, he just keeps getting the short end of the stick. And if he was against like Oppenheimer, he would have won, no question. Yeah. But he's up against Ken, the man that literally invented the dance off.
He invented the dance off. So
so it's sad. Sorry.
So funny.
Very funny.
I don't know why the randomizer did this, but continuing this streak of just white men battling against each other. Where's this club? Where are all these men? Just like,
where are they
fighting it out? But we're pairing who would win in a fight in a dance battle. It would be the Darkling Ben Barnes or Roman from Throne of Glass.
This one's tough because they're both like really stoic men.
Yeah. Oh. Let's think about it. So Rowan, for a long time, didn't really like show Aelin his feelings. He was very reserved.
Yeah.
And the Darkling, a part of me thinks he'd be like a Disney villain where, you know, they're like pompous, but they would try and show off.
Yeah.
Needed.
I think he does dance with Alina in the books or in the show.
Yeah, he did. That's true. Okay.
So I think he would win.
Yeah, he'd have to. We love Rowan, but like, man, dude would not be fun to date. I'm gonna be so honest.
He wouldn't. I think he's a good guy, but he is a little bit stale at times.
Yeah. Almost done with this category, everyone. All right. Who would win in a dance off? Ken again, but it's Simu Liu this time against Chidi Anaganye from The Good Place. Oh my gosh.
Anyone up against a Ken is just bad. Like,
yeah, you're not gonna win.
No. It's gonna be Simu Liu's Ken.
And Chidi would be like stuck in paralysis. You know, he wouldn't be able to like choose the right dance moves. But so it would definitely be Simu Liu. He's already on the dance floor, already winning. Yeah. And Chidi's like, I don't know if I have the right shoes. So
agreed. Yeah, Ken already won. Simu Liu's Ken is already like he's got a number prepared. Like he already competed. So
yeah. He's got it prepared. All right. Who would win in a dance off? Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender or Grayson Hawthorne? This one's
they're both very similar boys in their like demeanor.
They're like set to inherit something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they are kind of very similar characters. Yeah.
Zuko. It takes him a while to go through his shell, so it's like, at what part of his journey is he at this dance floor? You know what I mean?
True. I do feel like Grayson is similar to he's not similar to the Darkling, but I just mean like he has experienced it. I'm sure being like a billionaire's grandson, he has encountered dances in which he's had to dance. I don't think he is rocking it on the dance floor, but I do think he has danced. Whereas Zuko, I can't imagine him having danced at all.
Ever.
Except in Avatar: The Last Airbender, in the 3rd season, he does the dancing dragon. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, with Aang?
With Aang.
Yeah.
But that was against his will.
That like almost like it's like that was like strategic, like coordination. Yes. But I agree. There's a funny TikTok that I'll have to send you about like someone who actually did this like question, but with the Avatar: The Last Airbender characters, and they ended up choosing Aang as the best dancer because Aang would like just be. He would know so much because how old he is, but and also like he would just be like light on his feet and everything. And Zuko would be the worst one.
I believe that. I mean, Aang literally had a dance party. He literally hosted a dance party for the Fire Nation kids. Like obviously it's Aang. So, but Aang's not here.
Yeah, can't choose him.
No.
So I agree. Grayson, he literally dances in that book. Yeah. So let's choose that.
Yeah. He knows how to be at a party. He knows how to host. He's dancing.
Yeah.
And he's winning against Zuko at this point.
Yeah. All right. Who would win in a dance-off? Edward from Twilight, Robert Pattinson, or Timothée Chalamet from the most recent Wonka movie?
Wonka?
So I know you haven't seen this most recent Wonka, but it's not the dark Wonka that we all are accustomed to from the older movie. He's like light and on his feet and dancing and singing, and so he's just like a good old boy. So it would be like a very chipper dude against like a brooding vampire.
Yeah, I'm cool with saying Wonka because I do feel Edward would be, broody. He's not as broody in the books as he is in the movies, but I think broody enough in this scenario. Yeah,
he wouldn't be on the dance floor. Yeah, he'd be trying to like evade the scenario
and just be like watching out for Bella.
Yeah,
and that's it.
And that's it.
And that's all he's doing.
Timmy Chalamet.
Timothy
Chalamet Ding Dong.
Have you seen the like? They're funny because he was in Dune, obviously the newest one. I've seen some funny videos and they're talking about him, and every time he's mentioned, Benedict Cumberbatch. Whenever someone would say his name, they would just say it different, like Eggs Benedict. They would just say something. I heard the same where it was like Timothy Charmander. They just constantly just keep saying his name wrong. It makes me laugh. I can't think of all the versions, but
I love it.
Chalamet.
All right. Who would win a dance-off? Fitzwilliam, Mr. Darcy, specifically Colin Firth, and then Prince Kai from the Lunar Chronicles. This is tough. Okay, so both these people are like higher in society. They both go to balls. They literally are both dancing in their respective like universes. I'm leaning towards one, but I'm curious what you're gonna say.
To me, it's gonna be Kai because Mr. Darcy is still too reserved. Like Mr. Darcy in the books and in the movies didn't want to dance with Elizabeth Bennet. Like he doesn't want to be on the dance floor. He just knows because he's in polite society and he was raised well, but he wouldn't actively choose to be on the dance floor. He didn't have to.
Hard agree. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it would be Kai for sure. Yeah. And he's like younger and like more limber too.
Yes.
On top of all that. So
yeah, Kai's sociable, he's charming. He would love to he would love to dance. He'd love to take you to dance. He would love to compete in a dance.
Yeah.
Kai's just a good guy.
Just a good guy.
But
good guy Kai. Yeah. Eventually Darcy. Yeah. After Elizabeth's done hating him.
Yeah, he's gotta get out of his shell a little bit.
All right, 2 more, everyone. Who would win in a dance-off? Nick Miller from New Girl or Carswell Thorne? This is the most perfect pairing. It's going to be hard to choose because they're the same person.
They are. I was going to say they're literally the same person. I think this would be the best dance-off to ever watch, ever.
Yes.
I think it'd be amazing. And I don't know how you possibly pick.
Can we describe how we think if we're watching it, what's happening? Because I literally think that they would start off on their own sides and then end up like dancing with each other. Like they'd start like pulling each other into like twirls and stuff, you know? It would get very intense.
I think it would be amazing. I agree. I think they would somehow merge their dances together.
All of a sudden they're synchronizing and we're like, what's happening? And then they both want to win. They stop caring and they're just having fun.
Or it keeps going. Like they don't get the point that it's time to end it and they just continue to dance and everyone's long gone. And they're just
like, who won?
Someone's gotta tell us. I don't know.
My gut says Nick Miller.
I kind of do too.
Already like frequently in like bars and areas where people might be like dancing or there's music versus Carswell. He's constantly running from the law.
The police are gonna come after him at some point.
Yes,
he's just on the run. I mean, at the end of the books, he's not, but I agree with Nick. We have to make some decision, and I do think they are basically the same. But
let's choose Nick. Yeah,
I think it is Nick.
And then someone create this spin-off series. I'd watch it.
It is funny that they are basically the same character. It's true. They're so funny.
Love it. And then the last of this round of who would win in a dance-off, Jacob from Twilight or Xaden Ryerson. This is so funny.
I love it. This is good. It's a good one. I have an initial thought, but yeah, okay, you say it. You say yours.
I do think it's Xaden because a lot of Twilight, Jacob's like kind of, he like is shy. He is shy for a bit until he becomes like a werewolf. And then I think he would probably like be more open to like dancing. But I think Xaden has a lot of confidence right away. And I think that he would be on the dance floor trying to win also. So
yeah, I could see that. I actually was gonna say Jacob at first because Jacob in the first book is very like a kid, you know, young, sociable, and then he kind of, when he turns into a werewolf at first, he becomes very closed off. But I think Xaden, I think I agree with you in the end because Xaden won. You know, we found out in Iron Flame somehow he's of course a prince or something, a duke. We don't know what, but of course he is. Unclear. So that means he's definitely been in some parties, knows how to dance. And I think he would like get on the dance floor and take it incredibly too seriously. And it would just like, he would just be in a straight face, like breaking down. And I think he would win, but he would do it in a way where you're just like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, like he'd cry and kill Jacob. Like Jacob would turn into werewolf, and then like Xaden would be like trying to kill him with his like shadow powers, and it's like, whoa, what's happening? Yeah, everyone leaves. Call 911.
You really took it too far, Xaden. You win. Let's stop. Like, yeah, I think exactly that.
Go home.
Go home. This was too much.
But yeah, if it's between those two, let's do it. Xaden Ryerson.
Yeah, it's Xaden.
Boop, 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 boop,
that was the first round.
First round done.
First round done.
Awesome.
Stay tuned for part 2 next week to see who wins Fictional Boyfriend March Madness.